Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to 31 Days of Cut Files. This is day one, and today we are using the adults only cut file that actually I created. So hopefully you guys like this one. It's a kind of a fun one. And I'm doing a little bit of a play on it because I am not going to use the center portion. It did come with the words adults only that you could add right back to the center banner flag there, but I'm going to leave that off. I'm not going to use it. I am actually going to use a die, and I'm going to cut some additional words to go in there. But I'm going to start by backing my cut file with this blue paper. I have 3 photos, and two of them are small. One of them is regular size, close to 4x6. I am using photos from my selfie printer, which is slightly smaller than a 4x6. So they're not true 4x6, but close enough. And these are more cruise photos that I am doing. This is a photo of me, Sandy, and MK. We are at the theater on the ship, and we are watching a late night comedy show. And my title is going to read Adults Only, or Is It? This was like a 10 o'clock show. I don't think it said no kids allowed or anything like that, and it wasn't super racy, but for 10 o'clock at night, there were a ton of kids there. I don't know, there were a lot of kids. I am sure that some of the jokes went right over their heads, much like in a Disney movie, but I just felt like it was kind of weird that there were so many kids there at 10 o'clock at night for a comedy show, which you really don't know what is going to be said in a comedy show. So yeah, that's what I'm documenting. We were all kind of a little bit surprised by it. I am using the darker of the blue side to back my cut file. There's a couple of different ways to back a cut file, and if you're not part of the Facebook group, you should go and check out the 31 Days of Cut Files Facebook group. I apologize, I'm probably talking to somebody while I am doing this, and that's why my hands are going kind of crazy. But join the group, and you'll get all kinds of good stuff over there. You will also see that we are going to be doing some lives throughout the month in the group so that you can get more inspiration using the cut files. So what I am doing here is you can trace the inside of the cut file. So you flip it over backwards, flip your paper upside down as well, and you can trace either the inside of the cut file and then cut slightly larger than what you've traced, or you can cut the outside of the cut file and cut slightly smaller than what you traced, and then you don't have to erase anything because you've done it on the back side, and then you can just glue it together. You can also cut from the front side, but keep in mind if you do that and you cut on the inside of the lines, you're going to have to erase them. It does work great though if you are trying to capture a certain piece of the paper that you are using, and you want to make sure that you get that portion of the design in your cut file. That's another way to do it. So hopefully I'm describing this okay and correctly for you to understand. There are a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this as well. But if you have any questions, of course, you can leave those in the comments, and I'm totally happy to answer those. And I know MK is as well. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out the placement of my photos. I'm going to trim off my photos because I don't need everything in there. This actual layout will eventually have a QR code on it as well, because I have a little bit of video of the guys doing their act. It's actually 2 brothers. They're called Two Funny Guys, and apparently they had a residency in Las Vegas for some time. I don't know if they still do or not, but they do the cruise ship type deal. They don't do the entire season or anything like that. They just do it for a couple weeks here and there. So they were really funny. They did a lot of physical humor as well. So I thought that was kind of cool. And it was just a really good show. I hadn't laughed that hard in a very, very long time. So that was a lot of fun to go and watch with Sandy and MK. We also had mocktails delivered to us at the theater. They have someone come around and take your order. And so that was kind of nice. And we're just kind of toasting the night and having fun, even though, you know, we're not boozing it up or anything. It's just a mocktail. Totally a lot of fun. So the papers that I'm using are from Simple Vintage Coastal by Simple Stories. That's the peachy color. And then the other one is actually from Damask Love, and it's been in my stash for quite a while. I've added this to my kit just because it has kind of a tropical vibe to it, and I thought the blues went really well with the blue cast in the theater photos, and so I decided to go ahead and use that and add it to my stash. So now I'm going to probably use it somewhere else in my album as well, so that it's not the only place that it's seen in my album. I did use MK's tearing guides to tear my paper, and those, I don't know if she has them currently available in the shop, but that you can find them under the tools section in the shop if she does have them. And here I am kind of just playing around with where I want that pattern to show, because I want a little bit of that pinky red color to show through behind, because the drink that we have, or the drink that I'm holding up in the photo, is that red color as well. And then we've got the really orangey seats behind us. Now here is my dies. Here are my dies that I'm going to use. I'm just measuring them for size to see if they're going to fit in this area. So my title is just going to be Adults Only, or is it? But I'm going to cut them out of the corrugated paper, and I'm going to run those through my little die machine here. It's going to flatten them out, but it's going to bring in some of that wood color over to, not wood, the craft color over to my title area. And I do realize that it makes it harder to read on screen. In person, it's not hard to read, but on screen it is a little bit more difficult to read. So hopefully in the close-ups you can see that a little bit better and not have to strain your eyes. I am going to ink them all up with a little bit of walnut stain, which is also what I inked the corrugated pieces on the edge with. I like to use the walnut stain over the top of the corrugated area also, so that it picks up the highs, the bumps in the corrugated area, even though I pretty much kind of flattened out a lot of the corrugated paper so that it doesn't add too much bulk to my layout. And given I have this beautiful cut file on here, I don't feel like I have to do a whole bunch of embellishing, because the cut files really do a lot for you and it doesn't require much beyond that. I will end up adding a couple of labels to do a little bit of journaling, but I'm going to keep it pretty simple. As you saw there, I just splattered everything with a little bit of Sky Media Gloss spray from Dina Wakley, and I believe this one is Ocean. Yeah, Ocean. And that's just going to bring in the blue across on the diagonal, and then I'm going to use a little bit of white as well. And since I am going with that diagonal kind of a feel, I'm going to put my labels in the upper left hand corner and the bottom right hand corner to bring them across and complete that diagonal look. And that's where my journaling is going to be. Again, like I said, there's not going to be a ton of journaling, but there will be a little bit. And I feel like the labels are going to give me plenty of space for that. And then I'm like, as you see here, I'm just tucking them into that corrugated area so that it doesn't look weird that I've cut them in half. You could also run them off of the page, but I figured tucking them in worked really well. And I'm really happy with the way that this has come out. I'm going to add a few little enamel dots here just to sprinkle around in these blue colors, pulling out more of the blue that is in the photos and in the cut file that I have backed there. I think I'm going to scatter a few across the cut file as well, just to give a little more texture to the layout and to kind of finish it off with that diagonal design. I'm pretty happy with the way that this has come out. If you have any questions or comments about cut files, feel free to drop those down below, and I'm happy to answer as many questions as you might have. You can also go to the 31 Days of Cut Files group and post them there, and either MK or myself or somebody else in the group might have other ideas for you as well, or other answers for you, whatever question you might be posing. The link to the group is down below so that you can find that easily, and you can play along using the cut files that we have. We may still have some in the shop available. We also have them digitally if you want to purchase them that way, or you can use your own cut files and still join in the fun. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.